know you should be doing something different, right? Hey, I'm talking to you. Do you believe that you have the gift for greatness or have a special talent, but don't have the courage to take that next step? Always wondering how others made it look so easy? Well, welcome to Jump, the show that will bring you special guests just like you and me. How did they get the courage to jump into greatness? Doing what they love and living the good life. So, get ready to jump with your host, Charles Matthews Jr.
Yes. Hi, welcome to the Jump Podcast. I'm so happy that you could be here. Now, Jump is not about jumping up and down. Jumping is about jumping into greatness, jumping is success. Sometimes you sit there at the ledge and you're like, I don't know. Maybe. Should I do it? Yes. We're here to help you jump, and we got great guests here to tell you their backstory. You know, a lot of people you see is always walking around, you think they had it so easy. No, you don't know their backstory. You don't know where they came from, how they jumped into success. And I got somebody here for you to tell you how to jump. Please welcome my special guest.
Hello. Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
How you doing?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm good. Now, where are you calling in from? Where across the world are you?
In the wonderful state of Texas.
Oh, there you go. So you got a lot of sun happening right now?
Yes. Feels great outside.
That's good. All right. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. My fans want to know you a little bit more. So born and raised, where you from?
Austin, Texas, the city where they say, keep Austin weird. I am the youngest of 6 kids. My parents had 5 girls and 1 boy.
Okay. Is the boy in the middle at the beginning? Where's the boy?
He's number 2.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. So growing up, what was the dream? What did you see yourself being growing up?
Well, there were not a lot of great plans for me growing up. In our family, it was just, we want you to finish high school. If you could do that, that's a great accomplishment, and just get you a state job and then retire. That was the plan. And nothing grand, nothing fantastic. But growing up, I did have to see some, to me, it was just a normal family.
Right.
But I did see my share of domestic violence. And that definitely takes a toll on you. I had family members that went in and out of jail. And because of the choices my siblings made at that time, it would put my parents in the position where they had to step in and parent, which created a lot of friction and tension in the house because my nieces and nephews didn't want to be there. They wanted to be there with their parent. In addition to that, growing up, being a first generation college graduate, there was a lot of tension with my siblings and being rejected because, hey, you think you're better than us. Why did you have to go get a degree? The first one, that's cool, but a master's, a doctorate, like, what's wrong with you? You don't fit in here.
Time out. You had enough. The first one was okay. We were proud of you. It's all good. Now you're just showing off now, getting the first, second, and third. I get you. Yeah. All right. So when did you come into your own? When did you just say, that's it? It's me. I'm moving forward. Degree number 1, 2, 3. Like, it's time to go get what I got to go after.
Well, I think it was because in life, at the beginning, of course, looking on the outside, a lot of people may have thought, oh, her life is just full of mess. It's a lot of mess going on because it was hard for my childhood and with the family situation. And so I said, okay, as I move along, like you said, let me go do Nicole. Well, I married my high school sweetheart, and I thought, well, this is it. Okay, it's kind of like the young lady with the porridge. This was too hot, too cold. So let me try this family life. And so I went into my family life with my in-laws, and nope, rejection there. We decide the holidays, and we decide the type of daughter-in-law you will be, and we'll give you our input on how you raise your kids. And you're spending too much time with your husband. And so that was very difficult for me. And then I go into the work world. And, at times the work world can be kind of tough because you're there, you want to get along, you want people to be excited for you. But then if you speak up with something that is not right, hey, you're rocking the boat. You're doing too much. Just go along to get along. Or if you're in the workplace and you're a woman and you're educated and you just happen to be African American, wait. You don't tell me what to do. I don't care if you have that title. And so going through those challenges, I found with myself, I was trying to please people that were not even happy with themselves. So I had to take a step back and say, Nicole, you have to do what you're placed on this earth to do, and you have to find the greatness within and push forward. And that's what I decided to do. It wasn't always popular and I got some pushback, but it's more important for me to be connected to myself than to conform to the expectations of this world.
Now, I want to go back
Okay.
about 30 seconds in your conversation. You said something that rang into my ears, and I was like, wait a minute, they must be old school. You said at one point, they're like, you're spending too much time with your husband.
Mhm.
So hold on. Aren't you supposed to be with your husband? Like, I don't get that part. Like,
Well, then but back in the day, the husbands had their place and the wife had their place. And so,
okay.
and then there's the
Okay.
mindset was if you spend too much time, then if something happens to them, you're going to fall apart. But life is for
Mm,
living. And I got married to be married, not to play married. And so
gotcha,
that was
gotcha.
the important part for me.
Yeah, man, you said that and just went, wait a minute. Maybe I'm backwards. We're supposed to spend
Yes,
time, grow
exactly.
together, go to that next level together.
Yeah.
You got my back, I got your back, you're my ride and die, and we move
Hmm.
forward. So that was interesting that you said that. So then going through all that,
Hmm.
when do you pull the brakes and say, no, this is how it's gonna happen in a polite way without looking, like you said, the typical angry black woman.
Yes, yes. Well, I just had to start setting up boundaries for myself. And that, of course, is not popular because people don't like that. I want to have an input. I want to have a say so into your life. And that goes on our jobs and in our family lives and in the relationships that we have. And so you have to take time to decide, you know what? And that's what I did for myself. This no longer serves me. So I'm going to set some healthy boundaries for myself. And then I also lost my sister, number five, at the age of 48. She was 48, planning her 50th birthday party. She wasn't able to attend. She had just retired and she had a accident out of the blue. And so that made me think about maintaining your flame. Because in life, when you're young, you have all this energy and this enthusiasm. You're like, I don't care what I wear. I don't care who looks at me. I'm going to do me. I'm dancing to Michael Jackson, Cyndi Lauper. But then when we go into this adult world, we're looking around and we start to conform because we don't want people to think different of us, or we don't want to rock the boat and we don't want to stand out too much. Or they may not like it if I wear this outfit. They'll think it doesn't look right on me instead of doing what makes you happy. So that's why Maintain was established, because you want to live life to the fullest while you can, because you never know, in a blink of a light, in an eye, things can change. So that same energy and enthusiasm that you had when you were younger, continue to push through no matter what others think and maintain that flame.
All right, so let's find out a little bit what's in your flame. What makes you tick? Let's have some fun.
Okay.
It's time for rapid fire. This is how
Uh-oh.
it's going to work. I put 2 minutes on the clock and you answered some questions. Now, you can answer the questions, you can elaborate, but you got 2 minutes on the clock to get through all the questions. So it's up to you how much you want to talk about it. But here's the fun thing about it, though. You get to ask your own questions. So what set of questions do you want? A, B, C, or D?
D.
Oh, she went all the way down to D. All right. All right. 2 minutes is going to start on the clock and start with your first question. All right, here we go. Starting now. If you could be any animal, what would it be and why?
I would be a bird because I love to soar around and be in the air and be free.
What was the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
I'm basic, just chicken.
Describe yourself in 5 words.
5 words. I am enthusiastic. Um, I take chances. I am a risk taker. I am fun. I am wild. I am free.
What is a nickname your parents used to call you or your friends call you?
My family used to call me Nene.
Nay, nay. All right. I like it. All right. All right. What's your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory was being in Dallas, Texas, and seeing Randy Jackson in the hotel because I was a Michael Jackson lookalike all the time.
Okay. What is I gotta go back to that question later. What is there something you love doing?
I love cheering for my kids at their football and track meets.
Your favorite flower?
My favorite flower is a rose.
All right. What's your favorite best feature? What's your best feature?
People tell me I have a nice smile.
There you go. And you do, by the way. Okay.
Thank you.
And what makes you happy?
Family time, being with my kids and my husband and just being silly on TikTok and enjoying our lives.
All right. And the major question, 20 seconds left. How good are you at keeping secrets?
Good.
All right. With 17 seconds left on the clock. There you go. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. CMJ Entertainment is a one-stop shop. CMJ Entertainment helps people do any type of events, and it's a marketing tool as well. So we'll cover everything from start to finish. If it's a wedding, we'll make sure your wedding is over the top. And if it's an event, we make sure that everybody gets information at the end of the day. Give us a call at 416-414-8964 or online, go to cmjent.com.
Hey, it's okay if you're driving or too busy to take notes. Charles has your parachute packed with all the info you need to jump into success. Check out the links section for all the tools you need to land safe. Now, let's keep falling with Charles and his special guest.
Yes. Just don't worry about anything. We'll put all the show notes, any information you need in the description. You're all good with us. All right, real quick. In the game that we had, you described yourself as fun, energetic, all that stuff. When did you get that way? So listening to your childhood, when did you break out and become the person you are now?
Well, my closest friend would tell you that's always been my personality. And there's never been a dull moment. I do have my moments of time, of course, when things happen and I have to take a step back and reflect and relax and kind of overcome things. But I've always had a lot of energy for life. When I was in high school, they would always say, "Can you stop? Are you always this happy?" And then when I moved into the career world, I thought it was weird. But a lot of people would say, "It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Have you had your coffee? I don't need coffee." And so I just always been energetic, full of life, and I just try to make the most of every moment.
All right. So when did you make the most and start with this book? When did you decide to say, "Hey, I got to put something to pen and paper"?
Well, I started working on that book when, at the same time as I shared with you earlier about my sister. And I thought about all the things in life that she may have wanted to do, but she was not able to do. And so that book just simply entitled One Step is All It Takes. And I thought about all the individuals that's out there struggling in life to truly be who they want to be and struggling in life to maybe even if it's starting a company. Some of us, we don't want to start that company or we don't want to take that chance because why in the world would I open a restaurant in this town because no one's going to come to my restaurant? And then we start comparing ourselves to everyone else. Well, they make burgers, but their burgers are better than mine. Well, you know what? The difference is they don't have a burger on the market that's made the way that you make it. So take one step. If it's losing weight, if it's leaving a toxic relationship, whatever it is that you have for yourself, if you take that one step, it'll give you the momentum that you need to keep going.
So I always talk about failure is a key to success.
Yes.
Can you tell my listeners the one time that you failed and you learned from it, and what did you learn from it?
Well, I definitely agree that failure is a key to the success. I love kids. And if you know my background, I've been in the field of education since 1995. So I tried really hard to establish a school, a small school, the Leadership Academy. Well, at that time, my audience is always the individuals that are overlooked. And my prices for the daycare and the school was very, very low. And since the prices were so low, my business was not successful. So I ended up selling the daycare. But I learned from that experience to make sure that you are always prepared and have a plan and be able to name your price. Set a price that'll help you be able to sustain your business.
Okay. Now, going through this, I got to go back to these pictures right
Oh
here.
my goodness.
And listeners, if you don't know, you gotta hit the link in the description and go to our website, and you'll know what we're talking about. All right, I'm sorry, but these are back. Tell me about. Come on now, tell me about this picture right here.
Well, I told you I used to be a Michael Jackson lookalike. So you
Uh,
see there that a wonderful Jerry curl with all the juice in it. So I did gymnastics as well. And I tried so hard to stay on that beam, but with that Jerry curl and all that juice, I kept slipping off. But I've always enjoyed gymnastics and trying to perform. But that's me in my famous pose on the balance beam.
all right, then you went to the beauty queen. Talk
Can,
about that. Talk
yes.
about that one.
Can you believe it? I don't know why. I was at Grambling State University, and there, Grambling, it's a wonderful HBCU. They build you up and they make you think you can take on the world. So when I was at Grambling, I was Miss Calendar Girl, I was Miss Junior. And so then something said, go run for Miss Austin. I'm thinking, girl, what is wrong with you? Run for Miss what? So I ran for Miss Austin. The first time I made a runner up, and I was like, oh no, I didn't win. So that's all right. I'm good. Well, they told me that no, come back next year. So I came back the following year, and I was the first Black Miss Austin. And I believe it was either 1995 or 96. And I enjoyed that experience. And there, that picture right there of my family, as I tell you, we live out loud. We're very fun and carefree. I don't like normal pictures. So when the man is like, say cheese, I said, no, let's make a pyramid. Let's do some cheers. Let's show ourselves. So we had a great time. And then the last one with my turkey, I've also been an assistant principal and campus principal. Well, you can't give what you have. And our babies in school are going through so much. So even my high school students would see me when they walk in and I'm dressed up as a turkey or I'm dressed up as Hulk Hogan. And they would say, this woman is so weird, but I love it. So I can't encourage them to be different and be who you are if I'm not willing to step out my comfort zone.
So let's go about and talk about encouragement, because you keep saying encouragement, encouragement, encouragement. What does encouragement mean to you?
Encouragement is finding someone that's having a tough time and being that shoulder or that cheerleader, that advocate that continues to push them through. You're not going to give up on my watch. So I always have that image of the track runner, and his dad comes down to help him as he's going to finish the course. And that's what I try to be for my students as well as my teachers. Right now, our teachers are going through so much and they're struggling. And so I just want to be that encouragement and that force to let them know, keep going. And whatever I can do to put a smile on your face is what I'm going to do to make sure you make it across that finish line.
All right. So the whole thing that you came on to tell about your story is inspiration. You want to inspire people, right?
Yes.
How do we inspire? How do you inspire? Because at the end of the day, inspiration to us is all different.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it could be something small. You know what I mean? I tell my kids all the time, listen, did you try? Yes. Did you give your 110%? Yeah. I'm happy.
That's right.
Daddy's happy. If you tried, but he's like, but I didn't make the team. I don't care about making the team. I want to know that you went in there 110%.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? Jerry curl juice and all. and you did
Yes.
and you did what you got to do. So tell me what you feel that is to inspire people.
Well, and to inspire for me, I always try to use my life experiences, but also, especially being in the field of education, you would be surprised of the number of students that I work with, and they're just struggling because they want to connect with their parents, and their parents, they want them to understand who they are and what they desire to be. Unfortunately, in some situations that I've had students that'll say, well, I want to be a dancer. And the parents like, no, you're not going to make money doing that. You're going to do X, Y, and Z. And that's unfair to the student. You've had a chance to live your life. You've had a chance to walk in your greatness. And I want to just inspire the kids to pursue the things that bring you happiness. And also, you will major or take classes in some other areas, maybe for your parents, so you can make sure you have that strong foundation. But at the end of the day, you want to do what makes you genuinely happy. And if I can inspire you to take that leap of faith, to start that company, or to inspire you to parent differently, to try to connect with your kids, that's what I want to do. Because for my children, our home is a training ground. This is where you learn, you make the mistakes, whatever it is. My kids, all three of them, one is a teacher and the other two are in college, but it's okay. College may not be for everyone, but if you make a mistake, they know here, no matter what, you're going to be supported 115%. And don't do anything for me. If you want to go and be a clown, be the best clown that you can be. I bet you I'm going to be at every circus and every performance because this is your life and your goal and your dream. And I'm going to be there to support. So that's just inspiring someone to pursue what makes them happy is what makes the difference.
All right. So tell everybody, how do you start your day? Because I always ask people, how do they start their day? Is it affirmations? Is it sing? It like what starts you off to get that personality and that vibe going? Because I'll be honest with you, we live in a world right now, with the COVID thing happening, financial people losing jobs, people's money's not there, things are happening. How do we keep it that we don't walk up out the door every day and go, here we go again?
Yes. Always find something positive in every situation. In 2019, I brought my parents here to live with me. I lost my dad in 2021. He had several strokes, and I just lost my mom in April of 2022. And so you would think, okay, this girl, this can't be real, this can't be genuine, but I know who I am and I know how I was raised. And I always had this love for life. So the way that I start life, even during those very difficult times, I try to start every day with prayer because that leads and guides me in the direction that I need to go. And I'm turning everything over to God. I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know how I'm going to get through this day, Lord. My two wings are gone. My mother and my father that carried me, that supported me, that was my advocate for everything in life. How do you keep pushing through? Well, I pray and I turn it over to God. I say positive affirmations to myself and I look myself in the mirror and say, girl, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we got to get out there and make it happen. And I just keep going all day, every day. And if you keep going, eventually it's going to pick up and I'm going to maintain that flame and I'm going to create a spark. But I have to encourage myself because if I don't encourage myself, who else will? So I tell myself, girl, this is one of the best companies I've ever heard for. And I know people think I'm crazy, but you have to do that self-talk to keep going.
All right. So let me touch on this real quick then, because you said it and I'm like, should I go this direction? Should I not? Okay. You said encourage yourself, self-taught. Now, I always say the same thing. When I see people post, they post something because it was great for them. They're happy that they did something. But then they go back in 20 minutes later to see if anybody commented on it. They want to know how many likes I got, how many shares I got. Now, did you post it for you or did you post it for other people? Sometimes I think people forget that you got to live your joy first, which is you graduating. You jumped 30 times and you last week you only jumped 10. Enjoy it for yourself before you think of others to enjoy it for you. What do you think about that?
I think that is definitely true. And that's the advice I always give our three kids. Because in a school, my son used to always go out and try to be student council, student president, and my girls were doing cheerleading. And they'd say, well, they told us to vote. And I said, who did you vote for? Did you put your name down? Well, no, I vote. You better, if you're not going to vote for yourself, who else is going to vote for you? So that's the same thing with the likes. You're trying to have these businesses, they're trying to take off, and you're sitting there and you're like, well, nobody liked it. Well, how are they going to like it if you don't like it? I'm always the first one to like my own stuff. That's pretty good, Nicole. I like it, if I might say so myself. So encourage yourself and be your own cheerleader.
All right, let's have some more fun. It's time.
Now time for victory.
It's now time for pick 3. You get to pick your last 3 questions before we let you go. So give us 3 numbers from 1 to 13. And those are the questions I'm going to ask you before I let you go.
13.
13. 2 more.
7. 1.
All right. 13,
Oh.
13, 7, and 1.
Okay.
Right, she's giving me like Ontario numbers there for a second. All right. Number 13. What are 3 other podcasts you would recommend for the audience? What do you listen to, or what do you listen to inspires you? What other stations?
Well, I have listened to Let Fear Bounce. I think that that's a good one because it's taking control of your life and telling fear you have no place here. The other podcast, why did I pick? This is a tough one. Then, of course, Jump. You must just listen to that. That is going to inspire you and help you.
There you go.
Then I think the last one I would say would be, that's a tough one.
Could be a book or TV show or anything.
Oh, okay. Okay. A book, of course, the Bible. You can never go wrong with that. Don't laugh at me.
Well, that was a good one, but I thought you were going to say this other book that I've seen recently. It's One Step.
Oh, I like it. Okay, thank you.
There you go. Let them know, people. Like you said, promote yourself. So promote your book. Go ahead. Tell them about the book.
And the book I know you will love is One Step is All It Takes. That journal will make sure that you are ready to take on any challenge in your life. So get you a copy.
There you go. All right. Number 7. What is one myth about your industry that you want to squash?
One myth I believe is that you have to be a perfect, experienced public speaker to speak. And I think that needs to be squashed. You just have to have the passion and a plan and then make it happen.
All right. All right. Here's the last one. Number 1. What is one thing that you wish you would have known before getting into this type of business?
I wish I would have known that it takes money. It takes money to make money. So you need to have deep pockets if you're about to get in this game.
Well, you can say that again. I know about that one. Amazon keeps knocking on my door. Okay. Yeah. Well, it was so great to have you on the show. Tell everybody, doing any speaking engagements or anything new coming up, let them know.
Well, yes, I have a couple of podcasts that are lined up that I will be on podcasts. I'm in the process of writing my second book that is entitled My Soul is Not for Sale. And I believe that that will be able to touch and help others out. And I'm looking to do more traveling. I know because of COVID, some things have slowed down. But if you have any training or a business that needs an amazing speaker to connect with your team and keep them inspired, or a school, please give me a call.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Like I always say, you didn't have to watch, but I'm so glad that you did. Listen, who you're inspiring. First person is inspire yourself. Go look in the mirror, say your name, and look and tell yourself how great you are. After that, you can call anybody you want, but it's you first. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.